Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pavan, moderator for the conference call. Welcome to Q4 FY21 earnings call for Dilip Buildcon Conference. We have with us today Mr. Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. As a reminder, all participants will be in listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need any assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is recorded. I now would like to hand over the floor to Mr. Jiten Rushi. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pawan. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of Axis Capital, I would like to welcome for the earnings conference call for the fourth quarter and full year FY21 of Dilip Buildcon. From the management, we have Mr. Devendra Jain, Executive Director and CEO, Mr. Rohan Suryavanshi, Head of Strategy and Planning, Mr. Radheshyam Garg, CFO, and in the investor relation team from Accenture. We thank the management for giving us this opportunity. The call shall begin with opening remarks from the management, followed by question and answer sessions. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Jitenji. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. I hope you and your loved ones are safe during these trying times. First and foremost, on behalf of the whole DBL team, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all our partners and investors on this conference call for the quarter and financial year ending 31st March 2021. For the entire world, FY21 has been a challenging year in more ways than one. It is best represented as a year of trial for all sections of the society and the economy. The magnitude and the volatility of COVID-19 has shaped the contours of a new normal. We are going through a crisis which is unprecedented, and no living person would have seen anything like this. Though the second wave of coronavirus pandemic in India seems to be subsiding, we are far away from normal. We are seeing a severe health emergency that has also become a humanitarian crisis. Even though governments, organizations, and ordinary people have tried to do their best, these are difficult times for humanity. For us at DBL, the priority was to take care of our people and to help to the maximum extent possible all of those people who are working with us and around us. See, however, even before the financial year 2021 began, there was a nationwide lockdown, and the country's economy had come to a grinding halt. This had severe impact on broader economic activity in the first quarter of the previous financial year. However, the resilience was at display after the initial shock, and the country recovered gradually starting quarter 2 and quarter 3. The situation continued to improve with each passing quarter, owing to swift decision making and proactive support from both the government and the central bank. After the most severe economic decline occurred in Q1 of FY21, followed by a minor contraction in quarter 2 because of loss of momentum, there was a recovery in quarter 3 and quarter 4, which was quite robust. In fact, the pickup in Indian economy in the second half of FY21 was better than the most optimistic as forecast made in the first half of FY21. But after an encouraging and optimistic picture in January and February, things have again become challenging because of the scale and intensity of the second wave. And both global and local rating agencies have started reducing their GDP growth forecast for India for FY22. Under these extraordinary circumstances, we have advanced on a path of sustainable growth on the back of a positive change in culture, more significant purposes among our employees, and a strong focus on performance. Our purpose has helped us stay strong despite challenges in the external environment. However, we would like to add that currently the headwinds are strong for the economy and the business environment for our industry remains unpredictable and hence challenging. Despite some much needed respite on coronavirus pandemic and better availability of medical supplies across nation, it will be too early to say when will we see the return to normalcy. In addition, there are also concerns around if and when there will be a third wave. We are doing the best we can and we've always strived for sustainability in all aspects of our business. We have robust risk management practices and time-tested business continuity frameworks in place. But because of the uncertainty and volatility in the macro environment, it is very difficult to predict how the financial year 22 will look like. Having said that, we've made a great presentation for all of you guys. I would like to just run you by that so that we can go page by page. I'm sure you guys have had a chance to look at it. I'm just going to run through the highlights of the company for the quarter and the year through that. Touch 4. I'm very pleased to announce that the company had won 15 projects worth 21,000 crores plus in this year. We entered 3 new territories, namely Bihar, Uttarakhand and Puducherry. We completed 4 projects before or on time. We were able to get revenue growth even amongst all the COVID challenges. And most importantly, we're very proud to say that right now we're sitting on the largest and the most diversified order book in the history of DBL. Going to page 5, next page. What were the highlights for the quarter? Very happy to report that we have improved our working capital cycle significantly. I'm also very happy to report that the debt reduction happened by almost 300 crores. There was revenue growth compared to last year's same quarter. We won new 6 HAM projects worth almost 7,000 crores. And finally, there was an improvement in profitability. If we go forward to the next page, it's a list of the projects that we won during the financial year 21. It's the sector-wise composition, the geography-wise composition, and contract type, dividing between EPC and HAM. So it's almost 50-50 kind of between EPC and HAM that we won, as you can see. And it's a very diversified order book, where roads are only 59% and the other industries are the rest, 41%. Page 7, next page is just the list of all the projects that we won. Page 8 are the projects that we have completed during FY21. Page 9 is basically a snapshot of our current order book by different divisions, where road constitutes about 51% and the other businesses constitute about 49% of the total 27,000 crore plus order book. The next slide basically shows how the company has diversified over the years from almost 90% in roads in FY18 to now only about 51% in FY21, becoming a truly diversified infrastructure player. Slide 11 is basically how the order book has grown over the last few years. As you can see, we are sitting at the highest order book that we've ever had in this year. 12 is basically a breakdown of client-wise between national and state. Different. So 70% of the order book is from the central government, 30% is from state governments. Next page basically breaks up of our order book geography-wise and contract types. Moving on, coming to page 15 are financial results for the quarter. I'm very happy to report that there is a 17% increase in our top line from about 2,500 crores to now 2,900 crore plus. EBITDA has also increased by 9% from about 420 crores to about 460 crore plus. And finally, profit after tax has also increased from about 14%, from 116 crores to 133 crores. Next page, a summary of the full year financials. Even in a very challenging year, where at the start of the year we were unsure how the year will predict and we were all thinking it will be degrowth, we managed to grow about 2.5% from last year, while EBITDA is down by 7% and PAT by 24% because of lockdown Moving to page 17, it's just a detailed breakup of our results, quarterly and yearly. Page 18, our standalone profit and loss for the quarter, what I've already explained. To go forward, the full year P&L. Important to point out that finance cost has decreased by 4% year on year, and depreciation has also decreased by 4% year on year. A quick snapshot of our balance sheet on the next page. Page 21, after that, a snapshot of our cash flow. Most important here is the company generated net operating cash flow of almost 700 crores during this financial year. If you go to the next page, 22, a snapshot of our net working capital days quarterly for the last 4 years. If you'll see, currently our net working capital day came down to 82 days, which is a decrease of 22 days from last quarter, and it's a decrease by 8 days from a year above. That's the biggest point, that we managed to do that. If you go to next page, a breakup of our net debt to equity ratio over the last few years, how it's continuously kept on falling. Very happy to report that we are below last year's net debt to equity, even though this year revenues were hit, even though we had to take additional lines and all. Net debt reduced by almost 300 crores. Next page, snapshot of our income tax policies. If I move forward, then we have our consolidated profit and loss for the year for anyone to go through. Then the divestment of our road assets, as we explained last time as well. The company is looking at a consideration about 2,000 crores from the divestment of its 12 HAM assets, and the breakup of how that money we are expecting to come. The next page is a tracker of our equity for our HAM and KUL projects for anyone to peruse through, how it will be required over the next few years. We've already invested almost about 1,500 crores in our assets till now, and going forward, how it's going to look. Important thing to point out, I guess, here is from the money that we're expecting from our sale of considered assets this year and versus what we need to put in will near about level up. Going forward, updates on our projects, our hybrid projects, our hybrid annuity projects. After that, how our 3 outstanding EPC projects, a list of our other projects areas, whether it's airports, bridges, tunnel, metro, all of that. So basically that's all from our side of the company. We open the floor now to Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your turn to ask the question. If you would like to withdraw your request, you may do so by pressing star and 1 again. So the first question comes from Mr. Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Congratulations on decent set of numbers and very, very strong performance as far as order inflow is concerned, and also for raising the money through QIP. So my first question is, of course, you guided that FY22, you believe it's too early for any guidance. But what is our life of the order book currently? And contractually, if everything goes fine, what is the expected revenue which we can do in FY22? If you can throw some color, it will be helpful.
Thank you, Majid. Like you rightly said, it is quite early to predict what revenue growth we'll have, given the challenges in the external macro environment. What we as a company anticipate that we should at least be getting a 10-15% growth in this financial year. Now, all of this is obviously subject to whether there are any more unforeseen lockdowns or curfews and the impact it might have. Just like right now, because of this, we saw a reduction of labor from our sites, where people were fearful. And, it was just an overall, anxiety that people had with their families living so far away and separate. So even though we tried to explain to people and we tried to make things comfortable for them, made sure that there were enough medical facilities on site, quarantine centers and everything. Yet all of that, given, there were still disruptions in labor and material supply. So while it's early to predict, but like I said, we are looking at a 10 to 15% kind of growth. What was the second question that you had, sir? One was around growth. A life of order book, sorry. So life of order book, we are expecting this order book should be about 3 years. So we have a forward-looking 3-year sort of order book currently, 2.5 to 3.
Sir. Understood. My second question is on this, sir. Out of 21,000 crore order which you won last year, do we have how many of the order would have received the appointed date and some work would have started? I do understand that the HAM which you won in last quarter, 3, 4, 5, that will take some time. So you can just paint, put some color on that.
So except the HAM project that we won of late, more or less all the other projects we have received appointed date, from what my knowledge tells me, right? More or less all the projects. These new projects that we won recently, they will be due sometime in October or so.
So, what is the land acquisition status of all these HAM projects, sir? All those 4 which are won in Bangalore Chennai Expressway?
So these are part of the 6 projects that we won recently, right? So these projects will be seeing appointed dates coming around October. Besides these 6 projects that we won recently in this last quarter, the projects that we had won before that, like I mentioned, out of the 21, the others that we won, more or less all of them have appointed date.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next question comes from Mr. Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead, sir. So the next question comes from...
Yeah. Sorry.
So please go ahead, sir. Shravan sir, your line is unmuted. Please go ahead with your question.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Sir, I was first trying to understand that, as you said, it is difficult to say how those things pan out. But broadly, still you are saying 10 to 15% revenue growth. So how till now, April, May, in terms of the workforce, how much have we seen broadly average April, May versus fourth quarter? How much reduction has happened, and how much it can impact in terms of the execution for this first quarter? And at the same time, in terms of the rising input cost, particularly steel. So how do we see this first quarter, particularly margin? How much more impact can it be 100, 200 bips, or will it be much lower on the EBITDA margin?
श्रवण जी, अभी अप्रैल में जब से ये पैंडेमिक का सेकंड सिचुएशन आया, उसके बाद से लगभग 65 to 70% वर्कफोर्स पे हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी पिछले 10-15 दिनों में वापस से वर्कफोर्स बढ़ना चालू हुई है. तो अगर ब्रॉडली वी कैन से इन Q1 में हमारा जो वर्क इम्पैक्टेड है वो 25 से 30% इम्पैक्टेड है. बट नाउ द कमिंग सीजन इन मानसून एज यूजुअल, आपको जैसा पता है कि यूजुअली हमारी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इंडस्ट्री के लिए पिछले साल भी सेम सीन था. कोविड सक्सेस बाय द मानसून सीजन, एंड अगेन कोविड इज गोइंग ऑन एंड मानसून आने वाला है. तो कहीं ना कहीं 60-70% लोग हैं 60 मतलब रेवेन्यू पे अगर इम्पैक्ट हुआ होगा तो 20-30% रेवेन्यू इम्पैक्ट हुआ होगा, लेकिन जो प्राइस का बोला उसका इम्पैक्ट एक बड़ा है, तो 2% कहीं ना कहीं प्रॉफिट इम्पैक्ट उससे पक्का होगा Q1 में।
But any or let me put it other way. Total the construction cost right now that we have, how much would be the steel would be accounting? So let's say operating expenses for this quarter was 2,358. So out of that, steel would be broadly 10, 20%, 25%, just to trying to get a sense.
श्रवण जी, ये हमारी अगर आप देखेंगे तो डाइवर्सिफाइड ऑर्डर बुक में ये स्टील का परसेंटेज निकालना इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट। वी आर कंस्ट्रक्टिंग डैम्स, मेट्रो, अगर मेट्रो में देखेंगे तो स्टील 60% होता है, अगर डैम में देखेंगे तो 20% होता है, रोड में 12% होता है। तो ये डेटा बताना बहुत मुश्किल है कि उसका अलग अलग मटेरियल कंपोनेंट वाइज इम्पैक्ट कितना है।
Okay, okay. Sir, in terms of the capex, how much now we are looking at, and the mobilization, advance, retention money, and unbilled revenue as on March?
So your answer to first question is we are expecting 50 to 100 crore the capex, which will be the replacement capex in the financial year FY20, and mobilization advance as on 31st March 2020 is 970 crore. And then what are the question is about the retention money, which is around 750 crore as on March 21. And uncertified revenue is in the range of, I think, 580 crore as on 31st March 2020.
Okay. And broadly, in terms of, let's say the things are as it is and it will start improving after 1, 2, 3 months. So in terms of the working capital and the debt level, any idea, will it remain the same or some improvement still can be expected?
So working capital, if you will see 82 days working capital, and we always told that 80 is the ideal situation. So we will be keeping the working capital cycle at 82 days. And so your answer to second question is the reduction in the debt. So it will be more than 500 crore reduction as on 31st March 2022.
So this is primarily we are talking about on the gross debt level 500 crore.
So gross debt will convert into the net debt also, because over this cash and bank balances and FD balances are in the range of around 280 to 300 crore.
So post the QIP of 500 crore, how much we have already reduced the gross debt?
We have reduced the gross debt entirely by 500 crore in the gross debt, but there will be some we will receive some cash flow will be there from our operating cash flow will be there. Then there will be some equity investment and equity inflow. So I am in the totality, I am saying there will be more than 500 crore debt reduction at 31st March 22.
Okay. And where are in terms of the monetization of the HAM, anything, Devendra sir, where are we and when we can see actual final news?
श्रवण जी, वो डील आपको पहले भी बताया था, इन वेरी फाइनल स्टेज। अभी मुझे लगता है कि 1 से 1.5 महीने में वो क्लोज हो जाएगी। ड्यू टू कोविड के कारण कहीं ना कहीं उसका साइनिंग डिले हुआ है, और उसके लिए हमने आपको ब्रॉड नंबर जो दिया है कि लगभग 2000 करोड़ वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग फ्रॉम दैट मोनेटाइजेशन अमाउंट। 900 करोड़ हमारा इस फाइनेंशियल ईयर में पक्का आएगा और बैलेंस 1100 इन द नेक्स्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर।
Okay. And sir, lastly, in the are we L1 in any of the, or have we bidded and still not open? So sir, वहाँ पे कुछ, and which other sectors, or broadly in terms of how much more inflow are we looking at? That would be helpful. That would be my last question.
नाउ कोई भी अभी बिड हमारा डला नहीं है, जो खुलना बाकी है। अभी सारे बिड जो खुल चुके हैं वो मिल चुके हैं, सबके एलओआई ऑलमोस्ट सबके आ चुके हैं, तो अभी कोई बिड नहीं किया अभी।
So in terms of the broad number, how much more are we looking at for this year in terms of the inflow?
We are expecting 10 to 12,000 crore order inflow in full financial year, and mostly we are expecting from the Q3 and Q4. जब भी ऑर्डर इन्फ्लो आप देखोगे तो हमेशा जब फाइनेंशियल ईयर एंड होता है तो पहले 2 क्वार्टर थोड़े स्लो होते हैं, आखिरी के 2 क्वार्टर में ही बिडिंग एक्टिविटी ज़्यादा बढ़ती है।
या आई अंडरस्टैंड। तो इसमें भी अपना हैम ज़्यादा रहेगा इस बार कि नहीं? हैम छोड़ के बाकी सब सेक्टर्स में थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा।
अगर लास्ट ईयर की हमारी 22,000 करोड़ की ऑर्डर बुक देखोगे तो हमारा 60% फ्रॉम द अदर सेक्टर्स, तो नाउ वी हैव द 7-8 सेक्टर फॉर द बिडिंग। तो अभी राइट नाउ जब बिडिंग शुरू भी नहीं हुआ तो अभी थोड़ा ये कहना मुश्किल है कि उसमें डैम में हम प्रोजेक्ट जीतेंगे या मेट्रो में जीतेंगे या कोल माइनिंग में जीतेंगे, बट मोरलेस अगर आप परसेंटेज देखोगे तो 50-50% होता है कहीं ना कहीं हेम और ईपीसी प्रोजेक्ट, तो वैसे ही कुछ कॉम्बिनेशन रहने वाला है।
Okay, sir. Thank you and all the best.
थैंक
And
यू वेरी
stay
मच।
safe.
थैंक्स।
Thank you very much, sir. So the next question comes from Priyankar Bishwas from Nomura Securities. So please go ahead, sir.
Yes, hi. Good evening, Rohan and Devender ji.
Good evening, sir.
So my first question is regarding, it seems that in this quarter, the other expenses are a bit on the higher side. I mean, like almost 2x the normal quarterly run rate. So is there some one-off or something this time?
There is a one CSR expenses included this. Whatever unspent for the last 3 or 4 years, we have incurred all expenditures. So around 40 to 45 crore is included in other expenses.
So 40 crores. So the true number should be actually the whatever is there minus the 40 crores, right?
Yes.
So sustainable number.
Correct.
So my next question is regarding this Pachwara coal mine. So what I understand is this litigation with the earlier owners and the Punjab State Board is going on for quite some time. So what is the status of that? And let's say when can we really start to see some movement on that particular contract?
प्रियंका जी, उसका स्टेटस इज सेम अगेन, क्योंकि लास्ट पूरा साल कोविड के कारण प्रॉपरली सुप्रीम कोर्ट में हियरिंग शुरू नहीं हो पाई और अभी उसकी लास्ट डेट जो लगी थी 4 मई थी। अगेन ड्यू टू कोविड सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने उसका डेट आगे एक्सटेंड कर दिया, तो अभी उसमें पिछले साल से कोई इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं हुआ है। द ओनली पेंडिंग इज द फाइनल हियरिंग।
अच्छा, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट क्लोज हो ही गया है, मतलब फाइनल हियरिंग होके मतलब देन प्रोबेबली हुआ तो 2-3 महीने में हो सकता है कि अगर फाइनल हियरिंग हो।
अभी जब भी प्रायोरिटी के केस पहले जब कोविड वाली सिचुएशन होती है, सारे केस अभी वीसी पे सुने जा रहे हैं, तो नॉन प्रायोरिटी सुप्रीम कोर्ट के लिए इस तरह के प्रोजेक्ट्स जो होते हैं और इस तरह के केसेज होते हैं वो हमेशा नॉन प्रायोरिटी केसेज होते हैं, तो ये लास्ट प्रायोरिटी में आते हैं उसके लिए।
और सर आप एक फाइनल सवाल मेरे साइड से, आप थोड़ा ये कितना कैश फ्लो एक्सपेक्टेशंस है, मतलब ओसीएफ के बेसिस पे, और कितना शायद अल्टीमेटली फाइनल फ्री कैश फ्लो जनरेट हो सकता है आपके हिसाब से ओवर द नेक्स्ट 2-3 ईयर्स? एक कुछ एस्टिमेट या बॉलपार्क आइडिया देंगे तो अच्छा होगा।
शंकर जी, बॉलपार्क आइडिया मतलब देखिए, अगर स्टील प्राइसेस और रॉ मटेरियल प्राइसेस इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो मेरा एबिटा मार्जिन थोड़ा सा स्लाइटली लोअर्ड होगा। तो अगर आपको बॉलपार्क एक नंबर चाहिए कि ऑपरेटिंग कैश फ्लो आफ्टर वर्किंग कैपिटल, इफ आई एक्सपेक्ट द वर्किंग कैपिटल ऑफ 80 to 82 days and keeping the EBITDA margin on 16%, will be generating the cash flow of around 200 to 300 crore of the operating cash flow.
बट ये अपना कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में मतलब पास थ्रूज है राइट, मतलब कमोडिटीज का, या फिर प्रॉपरली रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है, मतलब जो फॉर्मूलाज है, मतलब ये स्टील या डीजल प्राइस?
Priyanka ji, there are the two things in this. Okay, first thing, whenever there is a continuous increase, means there is a not sudden increase, then there is a pass through and we get the 70 to 80% and remaining 20% we inbuilt in the bidding. Okay. Now coming to the sudden increase, there is always an impact of the sudden increase because there are prices, this is not getting reflected in the WPI or all this index. Okay, so like steel has increased by around 30-35%, cement is around 25%, bitumen increased by 70%, and fuel is around 25 to 30%. So this sudden jump are not fully covered in the tender. Okay, so there is a bit of impact due to this.
Okay, that's all from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. So the next question comes from Mr. Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. So please go ahead, sir.
हेलो सर, हमने जो बैंगलोर चेन्नई एक्सप्रेसवे का जितने भी हैंड जीते हैं उसके पहले जीता था, इन सबका लैंड एक्विजिशन का स्टेटस क्या है सर इन सबका?
बेंगलोर चेन्नई एक्सप्रेसवे वाले लॉट में हम लोगों ने कुल 6 अहम प्रोजेक्ट जीते थे मोहित जी। बेंगलोर चेन्नई एक्सप्रेसवे के 3 प्रोजेक्ट हैं, 2 हमारे पौडीचेरी के प्रोजेक्ट हैं और एक मंगलूर के पास का। एंड इनका जो हमारा 150 डेज कंडीशन प्रेसिडेंस खत्म होने का होता है वो अराउंड अक्टूबर में होता है। लेकिन अभी फॉर्चुनेटली लास्ट 2 ईयर्स में जो NHAI ने अच्छा काम ये किया कि वो बिडिंग ही तब कर रहे हैं जब उनके पास लैंड अच्छे से अवेलेबल है। तो इनमें आज की स्टेटस में भी लैंड का पोजीशन बहुत अच्छा है, 60-70% इनमें कंपनसेशन डिस्ट्रीब्यूट हो चुका है। पौडीचेरी के तो ये पुराने प्रोजेक्ट हैं जो किसी और कंसेशनर के कैंसिल होके हुए हैं, तो इनमें तो लैंड का स्थिति और अच्छा है। तो वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग द ऑन टाइम अपॉइंटेड डेट फॉर ऑल 6 प्रोजेक्ट्स।
और सर हमने जो लास्ट ईयर जीता था एक माइनिंग प्रोजेक्ट लास्ट ईयर, आई थिंक सीरामल ओपन, राइट? सीरामल, तो इसका स्टेटस क्या है सर इसका?
सॉरी,
व्हाट हैपनिंग
उसका स्टेटस मोहित जी, उसका 2 जून को हमारा एग्रीमेंट साइन होने जा रहा है और सारा प्रोजेक्ट एकदम ट्रैक पे है। उसका 1 साल का हमारा कंडीशन प्रेसिडेंस है सारी फुलफिल करने के लिए और ऑलमोस्ट 1 ईयर बाद वी विल स्टार्ट द माइनिंग एज पर द डिफाइंड शेड्यूल।
और सर ये साल में सर ऑर्डर इनफ्लो की जब बात करें नहीं नेक्स्ट 12 मंथ का, सर आर वी which other segment will believe, given every you believe that the ordering will happen in this country रोड के अलावा?
हम लोग के 6-7 सेक्टर जो है सब में हम लोग डाइवर्सिफाई सेक्टर में ऑर्डर करेंगे वैसे ही जैसे करते आ रहे हैं हमेशा।
सर ऑर्डरिंग भी स्ट्रांग आएगी क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने ऑलरेडी बजट में काफ़ी स्ट्रांगली इस पे बोला है। नॉट ओनली हैव दे सेड कि डायरेक्टली केपेक्स का वॉल्यूम बढ़ाया है, बट इवन स्टेट्स को इनडायरेक्टली केपेक्स करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने अलग से एडिशनली आई थिंक अबाउट 2 लाख करोड़ का पैसा दिया है केपेक्स के लिए। सो ऑर्डरिंग इनफ्लो इस साल फॉर श्योर अच्छी रहेगी। और एक मैंने डेटा लास्ट टाइम मतलब पहले भी एक बार बताया हुआ है कि अगर अपन पिछले 25 साल का ट्रेंड देखें तो गवर्नमेंट कोई भी नेशनल गवर्नमेंट आती है तो उसके फर्स्ट ईयर में ऑर्डरिंग ठीक रहती है, मतलब वो लोग अपना प्लान सब सेट करते हैं। सेकेंड ईयर में थोड़ा ऑर्डरिंग बढ़ती है, थर्ड ईयर में और बढ़ती है और फोर्थ ईयर में और बढ़ेगी। अभी हम सेकेंड ईयर में है इस गवर्नमेंट के इस टर्म के, जिसमें हम देख सकते हैं कि लास्ट ईयर से ऑलरेडी ऑर्डर में जंप आया है, इंक्रीज आया है। और अगले साल का हमारे पास ऑलरेडी बजट में ऑलरेडी इंडिकेशन आ चुका है कि ऑर्डरिंग अच्छी रोबस्ट आएगी अक्रॉस सेक्टर्स। सो वी हैव नो रीजन टू सस्पेक्ट अदरवाइज। अगर कोविड वाले ईयर में गवर्नमेंट ने इतनी अच्छी ऑर्डरिंग रोबस्ट निकाली है, जहां NHAI के और मॉर्थ के मिला के 10,500 किलोमीटर से ऊपर की ऑर्डरिंग हुई है इस साल में। सो वी आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि इस साल भी अच्छी ऑर्डरिंग आएगी। एटलीस्ट फॉर द नेक्स्ट 2 years वी आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट कि बोथ दिस ईयर विल बी गुड एंड द ईयर आफ्टर दैट विल बी इवन बिगर।
Sir, are you open to further MDO opportunities, or do you think or you don't want to do any more?
Absolutely, हम लोग हमेशा अच्छे MDO का प्रोजेक्ट सर्च करते हैं, हमेशा ऑलवेज वी विल बिड अगर कोई अच्छा MDO होगा तो पॉजिटिवली।
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question we have is from Mr. Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir, and hope everyone is fine at your end. Sir, a few questions from my side. So on the revenue guidance, obviously we were talking about 15% growth. So are we maintaining the same guidance, or there could be some pickups this year because of this extended lockdown in Q1?
देखिए जितेंद्र जी, ऑर्डर बुक इस बात को सपोर्ट करती है कि हम 15 से 20% का ग्रोथ करें। हमारी सारी अपॉइंटमेंट्स टाइम पे आ चुकी हैं, हमारे सारे प्रोजेक्ट बराबर प्रॉपरली चल रहे हैं, इसमें कोई हिचक नहीं है। लेकिन कोविड जो अनप्रेसिडेंटेड इवेंट है, ये कितना लॉन्गर होने वाला है, प्लस इसके लॉन्गर होने के बाद मानसून किस तरह का बिहेव करेगा, ये आज कहना मुश्किल है। अदरवाइज द कंप्लीट ऑर्डर बुक इज सेट फॉर द 15 to 20% ग्रोथ। तो स्टिल आवर गाइडेंस इज सेम। बाकी क्वार्टर टू क्वार्टर देखेंगे, जैसे लास्ट ईयर भी सब लोगों ने पूछा था कैसा होगा, स्टार्ट विद द डाउन क्वार्टर, देन रैंप अप किया, बाद में अल्टीमेटली ग्रो करके ईयर खत्म हुआ। तो सिमिलरली आवर गाइडेंस इज सेम, 15 to 20% गाइडेंस हमारी ऑर्डर बुक के साथ सिंक है हमारी।
तो सर केपेक्स जो आपने बताया कि 100 करोड़ के आसपास ही केपेक्स रहेगा ना ये साल का?
50 to 100 करोड़ कैपेक्स, और दैट इज ओनली द रिप्लेसमेंट कैपेक्स, क्योंकि अभी हमारा जितना भी कैपेक्स होना था रोड प्रोजेक्ट वो कैपेक्स होके रखा है। अभी हमारे कुछ प्रोजेक्ट 7 से 8 प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होने वाले हैं, नए प्रोजेक्ट शुरू होने वाले हैं, तो उसका पूरा मैथमेटिक्स करके अभी हमें ऐसा लगता है कि हम 50 to 100 करोड़ की ओनली रिप्लेसमेंट कैपेक्स करेंगे तो हमारा पूरा फाइनेंशियल पे काम होता है।
सर अभी ये पचवारा माइन का स्टेटस क्या है कि उसका भी हियरिंग एक्सटेंड हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस लॉकडाउन?
मैंने अभी जस्ट आपको रिप्लाई किया था कि उसका 2 मई को उसका हियरिंग एक्सपेक्टेड था, लेकिन ड्यू टू द कोविड अभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट से प्रायोरिटी केस सुन रहे हैं, इस कारण वो अगेन एक्सटेंड हो गया। तो अभी वो कहना मुश्किल है कि उसकी हियरिंग कब होगी और कब डिसाइड होगा।
ओके। And sir, are we looking for any new MDO contract this year, or we are fine with these 2 contracts here? अभी फिलहाल we are focusing on this CRML, which is the bigger contract right now.
ऑब्वियसली अगर कोई प्रोजेक्ट मिला है तो उस पर पूरी तरह फोकस करेंगे उसको काम स्टार्ट करने पे, लेकिन पैरेलली ऑलवेज हम लोगों का एक पूरा एक किटी होता है साल का कि हमें कितना इक्विटी इन्वेस्टमेंट करना है, किन किन प्रोजेक्टों को बिड करना है। तो ऑलवेज वी आर ईगर एंड वी आर हंगर फॉर द न्यू प्रोजेक्ट्स एंड द बेटर प्रोजेक्ट। तो बिडिंग हम हमेशा करते रहते हैं।
Okay, so last question, bonus received anything this year, this quarter?
Yeah, so 4 crore this quarter and 12 crore full financial year.
Okay, sir, thank you and all the best, sir.
So shall we move on to the next question, sir?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. Thank you, sir. So the next question we have is from Mr. Kiran Sebastian from Franklin Templeton. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hello. Hi, good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Yeah. I just wanted an update on the divestment of the next tranche of HAM assets. What is the timeline? Are you seeing any delays, etc.?
So, sir, obviously because of COVID, it has impacted movement and all, and we were also busy. But the deal, like I did mention earlier as well, is in the final stages only, and we are expecting that it should close within the next 1 or 2 months. But yeah, so that's where we think as of now.
Right. And just one more question on the mining contracts you have won. Execution is on track, or are you facing any delays on that front?
So mining, you mean the recent MDO that we won?
CRML?
Yeah, not Pachwara, the recent one. Yeah.
यार CRML में करण जी कोई डिले नहीं है। वी आर गोइंग टू साइन द एग्रीमेंट ऑन 2 जून एंड लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड। उसमें सारी चीजें इन प्लेस है, उसका फॉरेस्ट का क्लियरेंस, उसका एनवायरमेंट क्लियरेंस, तो उसका जो शेड्यूल टाइमलाइन है 1 साल में माइनिंग शुरू करने का, वो मोस्ट लाइकली हम लोग कर।
Right. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. The next question comes from Mr. Parikshit Kanpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead, sir.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on a good performance in this volatile times. So, and very strong guidance for next year. So my first question is basically on this. What is the total mobilization advance which is now with us as of March 21?
It is 971 crore as on 31st March 2021.
And what will be the pending amount which we can avail now in the order book?
There are the 6 projects are there for which we will receive the mobilization advance once we get the appointed date, or there are 1 or 2 HAM projects also for which we will receive the mobilization advance in Q1 or Q2.
Okay. The next question is on the debtors. So how much of the total debtors, how much will be the SPV debtors which are outstanding?
We generally, right now it will be difficult to tell that how much will be the SPV debtors, but once you can ask me offline, we will give it to you.
Okay, sure. So third question was on the inventory. So हमने अभी इस quarter में तो inventory काफी कम करी है, which is like a big number. We've reduced the inventory. So any guidance on now further from this 2600 crores levels or 82 days? So how do we see the inventory coming down? So will it move further lower, or it is like more or less stable now at these levels of 2600 crores?
Parikshit ji, firstly I am rectifying to you the inventory has increased from 2600 odd crore to 3000 crore. And the reason for this is actually the increase in the prices. The moving average price for the inventory valuation has increased. Second thing, now as we have told in the working capital cycle, we are at the optimum level of 82 days. So we will be maintaining that working capital cycle of 82 days. And of course, our endeavor is always to reduce the inventory. So we will improve that.
Okay. So this last question on the Cube deal. So what stage are we of closing it, and उसमें से पैसा कब तक आएगा? The final negotiations, and when can we expect money from that?
So Cube deal, say we are almost at the last stage. So this financial year we are going to achieve COD for the projects, and as soon as we achieve the COD, we will start getting the money. So we also have presented one slide. What is the expected consideration for that?
Okay. And just last thing, sir, ये fund and non-fund based limits कितना है और कितना utilization खाली इसको बता दीजिए.
Sorry, please, can you repeat the question once again?
Fund and non-fund based limits अभी कितनी है, and what is the utilization of the limit?
हम आपको ऑफलाइन बता देंगे, but utilization is around 80 to 85%.
Okay, sir. ठीक है. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question is from Ms. Tina Virmani from Kotak Securities. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, sir. I missed out on the payment from Cube Highways. How much are we expecting in this financial year to come through from Cube deal? Because I believe this is linked to the completion of the project.
See, this financial year, the amount will be roughly somewhere more than 550 odd crores. And,
550? Okay.
In and around 550 to 600 crores, somewhere between 550 to 600 crores, because the final valuation is dependent on certain variables, which will exist as on the date of the COD of the respective projects. And the balance remaining amount will be received in the following financial year, that is 22-23.
How much would that be, sir?
So that will be in the range of 100 crores.
Okay.
Majority of the money is going to come in the current financial year.
Okay. And there was some pending payment from Shrem deal of around 80-85 crore. Has it been received?
Yeah, everything has been received. So Shrem deal is closed in totality now. So by March we had received the entire payment.
Okay. Okay, sir. Yeah, that's it, sir. That's it from my side. And just last bookkeeping question, sir. What is the absolute gross debt number for FY21, including current maturity?
Gross debt number is as on 31st March 21 is the 3,400 crore.
3,400 crore. And this has come down after the QIP issue by 500 crore.
QIP issue will be, this impact will be visible in the June quarter, because this is after the March 21. We have received the money in April 21.
And over and above, you are planning to reduce it further by 500 crore.
In the totality, we have told that we will reduce the debt by more than 500 crore, including the QIP. So it will be in the range of some more than 500 crore.
Okay. Okay, got it, sir. So only between 500 to 600 crore reduction, including both QIP plus the planned reduction during the year. That is what you are trying to say.
I am just right now not giving the range of 500 to 600 crore. It will be more than 500 crore. It all depends how the financial year panned out, what will be the revenue growth and what will be the EBITDA margin. So right now giving the exact number will be very difficult, but it will be more than 500 crore.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So the next question comes from Mr. Mohit Kumar from DAM Capital. Please go ahead.
So thanks for the opportunity once again. Sir, ये निजी OCP का जो contract है, so I think we can expect contribution of 400 crore per year starting from this fiscal year.
Can you repeat the question?
सर निजी OCP का निजी जो NC नॉर्दर्न कोलफील्ड्स का है, उसमें हमें LOA मिल गया था दिसंबर 19 को, राइट? हमने स्टार्ट किया Jan 20 को. So we can expect 400 crore kind of contribution in FY22 onwards?
No, already we have done the 35% प्रोजेक्ट तो खत्म भी हो चुका है वो. So उसका रेवेन्यू स्टडी है, मतलब मोर और लेस 400 करोड़ का रेवेन्यू उसमें FY22 में आएगा और FY21 में भी आएगा उसमें रेवेन्यू. उसमें कोई इशू नहीं है.
अच्छा.
I think आपको कुछ confusion है, मतलब I am not understanding the what is your question. मतलब that project is not a stuck project. That's already running project.
No. I'm just trying to figure out because we got the LOA date LOA in December 19. We started Jan 20. So ऐसा तो नहीं है कि कोविड के कारण ऑफटेक कम हो रहा है, ये पूछ रहा था मैं इस साल के लिए.
ऑफटेक कम हुआ, उससे ज़्यादा कोविड से ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट उसमें अमोनियम नाइट्रेट का पूरे इंडिया में कमी था. वो एक जो लास्ट ईयर फिलीपींस में एक बड़ा जो ब्लास्ट हो गया था उसके कारण वो कहीं ना कहीं 20% बीच में वो कम रहा प्रोजेक्ट. बट अब एक्सप्लोसिव रैंप अप हो गया है, तो नाउ प्रोजेक्ट इज ऑन फुल फ्लेजेड है, अभी वो फुल पेस में चल रहा है.
अच्छा. और सर इस टाइम पे ओवरबर्डन का रिमूवल के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स ये साल में आपके हिसाब से बहुत सारे आएंगे क्या कोल इंडिया से?
देखिए, जो ओवरबर्डन रिमूवल के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होते हैं उसका कोई डिफाइंड पाथ हमें पहले से पता नहीं होता कि उनमें कौन से प्रोजेक्ट ये लोग डिजाइन करने वाले हैं, कैसे निकलने वाला है. कोल का डिमांड क्या है, अभी कमर्शियल कोल भी मार्केट में है, बहुत सारे एमडीओ भी मार्केट में है, तो उसका कोई पाथ पता नहीं है. वो दैट इज हमारे लिए एक लर्निंग प्रोसेस था. वैसे भी कोल ओवरबर्डन करना फॉर द एमडीओ लेना बड़ा, अल्टीमेटली वो गोल हमने अचीव किया और 50 मिलियन का जो इंडिया का बिगेस्ट माइन एमडीओ आज हमारे पास है काम करने के लिए.
सर related question ये है सर कि are you open to doing MDO for private companies who have won a number of contracts in FY21?
No private contract with private agency.
Okay, understood sir. Thank you sir.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question comes from Mr. Prem Khurana from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, thank you for taking my question, sir. So most of my questions have already been answered. Just one from my side. So I think I want to understand this Q transaction a little better because I think there was a committed IRR which was supposed to be there in this transaction, and the 700 odd crore rupees number that you given us earlier was based on certain assumptions, and since then we've seen some adverse movement in bank rate. The spread has gone negative. So fair to assume that you would have to sit across the table and negotiate the transaction again, and the valuation could also change because of this change in the way the bank rate has moved?
No, see, there is no renegotiation of the transaction. First, I would like to clarify that the transaction is well structured, and it is not a fixed IRR transaction. So the discounting rate, etc., is again linked to a variable. So the movement in bank rate is duly hedged with the corresponding movement in the discounting rate also. So that way the deal is full-fledged in place, and there is no possibility of any kind of renegotiation on that.
Okay. And is it a binding agreement? Hello?
Yeah, it's a binding agreement.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So the next question comes from Mr. Rohit Natarajan from Mantic Stock Broking. So please go ahead.
Sorry, myself Raja. I think you're referring Raja Natarajan. Sir, I have two questions. One on the impact due to COVID. This quarter especially. Most of the states are in lockdown. So we are also fully impacted. Is it 100% shutdown from operational aspect, or we are optimal operation in some area?
मिस्टर राजा, मैंने पहले भी ये बताया था कि लगभग 65 to 70% हमारा वर्क चलता रहा पूरे कोविड पीरियड में, तो इसका इम्पेक्टेड इज ओनली 25 to 30%, नॉट 100%.
Okay. Thank you. And also one more question on financial situation. Like now that government has introduced this DFI, so do you see there will be improvement in our finance numbers in the coming financial year? Will there be any help in terms of numbers?
आप कुछ थोड़े कंफ्यूज हो DFI से. हमारे फाइनेंशियल के नंबर कुछ ठीक वीक नहीं होने वाले बॉस. हमारी फाइनेंस टीम के साथ एक क्वेश्चन का सेशन आपका बनता है. आप ऑफ द कॉल कभी कॉल कर लीजिएगा या तो देवेंद्र गोयल को कॉल कर लीजिएगा. तो ये DFI से हमारे फाइनेंशियल कैसे इम्पेक्ट होने वाले हैं, इट्स वेरी 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 न्यू क्वेश्चन फॉर मी.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question comes from Mr. Rohit Natarajan from Antique Stock Broking. So please go ahead, sir. Rohit, your line is unmuted. Please go ahead, sir. You can speak. So there is no response. Shall we move on to the next question, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So the next question we have is from Mr. Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead with your question.
Hi, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Sir, just wanted a clarification. SRAM deal, as you said, it is over. Just wanted to know in terms of the asset side and liability side, where and how much amount is still there and when it will be out of the balance sheet.
Ravanji, because stake transfer has not taken place, we have received the entire consideration. If you want to understand where it is showing the balance sheet and the liability side, you can call me. I will take it offline because this is just the financial.
But at this stage, broad number, how much are sitting on the asset and liability side, particularly for the SRAM deal in terms of?
So it has been already shown as a non-current assets held for sale in the asset side and non-current assets.
No, I am talking about the number. How much number is that? So next year that number will not be there, no?
It is in the range of 250 to 300 crore. It is shown in the balance sheet phase itself.
Okay, and next year by FY22 end, this will be out of balance sheet.
Yeah, in the first half itself, it will all will get knocked off because we will be able to transfer all stake.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir. The next question is from Mr. Manish Goyal from Minam Holdings. Please go ahead with your question.
Yeah, thank you so much and very good evening, sir. Just wanted to clarify on two things. First, on the Q4 other expenses you mentioned, CSR related expense was 40 crores.
It is. If we will go 45 crore.
So is it that this particular quarter in this year that this number is higher and?
Yeah. This is the exceptional expenditure for this quarter. This is not the usual things. Usual things are the 10 to 12 crores per annum.
Okay, so this 45 crores has come in this quarter itself and which is reflected for the entire year as well.
Yeah, 45 crore plus 10 crore of the provision of the doubtful debts also has hit to the other expenses in this quarter, which is not the usual expenditure.
Okay. And Devendra ji, you were mentioning about debt repayment of at least 500 crores. That was factoring the QIP funds which we have received plus the cash flows and then adjusted for whatever equity requirements we would have. Now, if we are looking at 500 to 550 crores of inflow from the SRAM deal, which is already been finalized earlier, then in that case, there is a possibility that we can see a higher debt repayment.
So you are saying SRAM deal, or I think mistakenly Cube deal?
Sorry, Cube deal. Sorry, Cube deal. Cube.
So Manish ji, if you will see our divestment received in the FY22, it will be 900 crore approximately, and after that it will be 1100 crore. And if you will see our equity commitment, we have put one slide on the equity commitment. So it is all and around 850 crore will be our equity commitment for the 12 earlier HEM projects, then 5 which we have won in 20 and 6 which we have won in 21. So if you will see, it will get knocked off.
Okay, got it. Fine. Thanks for clarification.
And to
Sorry,
clarify,
go ahead.
500 crore is the base case scenario. That will be the minimum debt reduction as on 31st March 22.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, please press star and one on your telephone keypad. I repeat, dear participants, if you have any questions, please press star and one on your telephone keypad. So we have received a question from Mr. Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital. So please go ahead.
Sir, currently, what is our interest rate, and post repayment of this, is there any reduction, some minor reduction in the interest rate? And broadly, in terms of currently this quarter, we were having around 150 crore finance cost. So how much? I understand that we received the money QIP in this April end, but let's say from the second quarter onwards, broader, how much are kind of a reduction on the yearly basis, 50 crore on 500 crore, 10% kind of a reduction. So on per quarter, it would be 12-13 crore, or will it be more if all things remain the same?
So broadly, to answer your question, yes, you are correct. It will be in the range of 40 to 50 crore. If we are taking the 500 crore debt reduction, if it will be higher debt reduction, then of course there will be the lower interest cost more than. But again, you will have to see that our finance cost also includes the BG commission, bank charges, which is if our business increases, that also increases. So corresponding increase is sometimes this decrease sometimes partly offset by the increase in the BG commission and bank charges.
So currently on the pure date, how much interest right now we are having, and broadly in 586 crore interest finance cost for this year, how much is the pure interest and the other BG and the other bank charges?
So I'm just giving you our effective interest rate. Weighted interest rate is 9 to 9.25% for the full financial year. Earlier it used to be 10%, so we got the benefit for the reduction in the bank rate.
Okay, and now total 586 crore finance cost for full year, how much would be the pure interest cost and how much would be the other?
Right now, Shravanji, it is not readily available with me, so if you will call me, I will give it to you.
Okay, no issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, please press star and one on your telephone keypad. I repeat, dear participants, if you have any questions, please press star and one on your telephone keypad. So the next question we have received from Mr. Parikshit Kanpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead, sir.
So my question is on the new HAM project which you have been. So any plans of bringing it in any of these platforms which we are looking at, either in Cube or the other platform which we are looking at? So it's too early to say anything on that, or like you started talks on these projects?
उसको वर्किंग कर रहे हैं परीक्षित जी, अब अभी थोड़ा अर्ली
आपण ज्या व्यक्तीसोबत बोलत आहात त्या व्यक्तीने
I'm sorry, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Parikshit, we are working on that. It's too early to say something, but we are working on it.
Okay. And सर, बक्सर वाला प्रोजेक्ट में एग्जीक्यूशन पिकअप हो गया है क्या सिग्निफिकेंटली? कल्पसर
हाँ, वेरी मच. ऑलरेडी हम लोग उसमें मोर देन 200 करोड़ का बिलिंग कर चुके हैं उसमें.
ओके. एंड सर, पिछली बार आप लोग हाई स्पीड रेल में बिड डाल रहे थे, एंड अभी कुछ पैकेजेस आए हैं, तो उसमें हमने पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं क्या?
यस, ऑलरेडी वी हैव पार्टिसिपेट इन 4100 करोड़ का एक बिड हमने डाला हुआ है, जो स्टिल ओपन होना बाकी है अभी.
ओके. एंड सर, ये जो यूपी में जो प्रोजेक्ट आ रहा है गंगा एक्सप्रेस पे टोल पे आया है, तो एनी सेंस कि हम लोग वहाँ पे बिड करने की सोच रहे हैं, या कैसे, मतलब कि वो क्या उसका कॉन्फ़िगरेशन चेंज होगा तो फिर सोचेंगे, मतलब हाउ आर यू प्लानिंग फॉर दैट?
हाँ, एक्चुअली हम लोग ग्रीन फील्ड पे टोल रिस्क लेने के बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं सोच रहे हैं परीक्षित जी. अगर उसका कोई कंपोजिशन चेंज होता है, वो हेम में या एपीसी में आते हैं, तो नो डाउट हम लोग बिड करने का सोचेंगे।
ओके सर। एंड सर मार्जिन्स पे एनी आउटलुक सर ऑन मार्जिन्स कि अपना 16-17% रहेगा इस रेंज में कि अभी कैसा रहेगा? सॉरी आई मिस द अर्लियर पार्ट ऑफ द कॉल।
चलिए थोड़ा देखते हैं, अभी पूरा आप क्वार्टर टू क्वार्टर आगे देखो, मटेरियल का भाव बढ़ा हुआ है, कोविड भी इम्पेक्टेड है, तो कहीं ना कहीं मार्जिन थोड़े इम्पेक्ट तो होंगे ही सही।
बट 14-15% तो मतलब वर्स्ट केस मतलब तो करेंगे ना सर, मतलब ठीक है अपसाइड कुड बी देयर बट एटलीस्ट 14% के नीचे तो नहीं जाएगा ना फुल ईयर का?
बिल्कुल।
ओके सर, ठीक है सर, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you very much, sir. There are no further questions. I now hand over the floor to Mr. Jiten Rushi for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Pawan. We thank all the investors for participating in the call. Now I hand over the management for closing remarks, sir. Sir, any closing remarks from your side?
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming on our call and asking all the questions. And in case any of you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to our IR team or our internal finance team, and they'll be happy to answer and address any queries. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your conference call for today. Thank you for your participation and for using Doorsabha's conference call service. You may all disconnect your lines now. Thank you and have a pleasant evening.